Welcome back, everybody. You guys just got done watching an incredible game. Watching the Ann Arbor Annihilators knock off the Huntington Beach Killer Whales on the final play of the game to qualify for the postseason. Now we're getting ready for game number 3, as we are going to see the Birmingham Maulers, who are coming into this game at a 2-2 record, in the same situation as the Annihilators. They have to win to qualify. If they lose, they're out. They're going to be taking on the Oklahoma City Bandits, where the Bandits are at 3-1, and they are already in the postseason. So if the Bandits win or lose, doesn't matter, but a win for them now with Huntington Beach losing. A loss for the Bandits, I should say a win for the Bandits, opens up the possibility of them getting a first-round bye in the playoffs, and it eliminates one extra team from the postseason. If they take a loss here, then we're going to see another team added to the postseason pool. So that's the thing. They want all these teams, even though they're already in, the less teams that get in, the better, because you don't want we want to see as many games in the postseason as possible, but these other teams, they don't want to see a loaded postseason. So we're heading to Oklahoma City for this one. Originally, I was going to kind of do it like they're doing the USFL, where we're going to play all these neutral site games, since we're kind of bringing the league back. If you want to know all the history and all the up and downs, check out the first episode of this. We kind of explain everything that we're doing and where we are and all that fun stuff. And so, yeah, if you want to see all that, I'm not going to go through it on every single episode, but definitely check out the first episode if you want to know what the heck we're even doing. But I didn't do the neutral site things. I figured you guys want to see these really cool stadiums here. So there you have it. We're looking at the Birmingham Maulers squad, which has been an up and down team all season long. Not just all season, but in their whole history too. They've had an interesting run at it. They've missed the postseason. They've made the postseason. They've missed the postseason, made the postseason. It's kind of just been back and forth in their team's history, whether they make or miss the postseason or not.
What is the call?
So Cleaner's back. Brian is here, and Brian's playing God of War. Very nice, Brian. Which part are you on? I know we kind of talked about that a little bit yesterday when I was playing Horizons. Birmingham's also an interesting tale as well, because there you see it. Jerry Rice has kind of been, as they say, the heart and soul of this here team. And he hasn't had a good quarterback throwing him the ball. He's had Neil O'Donnell throwing him the ball, and he's been up and down. There's been many a times that Neil O'Donnell was, what should I say, going to be kicked off the team, replaced, much in the same vein of the quarterback situation for Omaha. That didn't happen because Neil O'Donnell always seems to just barely have a really good performance and then save his backside. There's been a couple of times he's been nearly cut, but he keeps putting good performances together enough to live to fight for another day. There was a possibility of, it was the Salt Lake City Fury. They were trying to get they're trying to get Joe Montana and Jerry Rice together on the same team. They were trying to make a trade to get those two reunited to try to spark that 49ers dynasty. It didn't happen. Also, the Birmingham Maulers were trying to strike a deal to get, not to keep Jerry Rice, but to get Joe Montana over there. So rather than Montana and Rice teaming up in Salt Lake City, they would have teamed up in Birmingham. That deal didn't get done either, and that is part of the issues that led to the Salt Lake City front office splitting up and half of them taking off to St. Louis. We're going to complete the second half of that tale at the conclusion of the Rhinos season, but there was definitely some internal struggling and fighting there over all this. So Oklahoma City, they haven't had an interesting tale as well, led by quarterback Troy Aikman. And again, all of this is up on Patreon, the history of all these teams on Patreon, the stat books. So check that out. But Troy Aikman spent 2 years here, never made the postseason. Then the expansion St. Louis Rhinos came about, and Troy Aikman took off, signed a free agent contract with the expansion Rhinos. And In Season 3 for the Oklahoma City Bandits, they went out and signed John Elway to be their quarterback as Troy Aikman goes down. So they had John Elway as their quarterback. The first year, they had a very unique season. They went 0-5, and then they went 5-0. So they started off completely winless, and then they won 5 in a row, and they finished 5-5, just barely missing out on the postseason after that incredible second half run. They made the championship last season with John Elway. They played the Ann Arbor Annihilators, did the Oklahoma City Bandits, and they fell just short in that triple overtime game, just barely losing. So John Elway in his second year, bringing the Oklahoma City Bandits their first postseason appearance and all the way to the championship. But then the Season 4 draft happened, and the St. Louis Rhinos wanted a championship quarterback on their team, so they sent Troy Aikman back to Oklahoma City, and they took John Elway, and that is where we are now with Aikman trying to lead his Bandits once again after he left them. Now he's got them once again. So he's trying to win back the fans, and he's got the Bandits in good position. They are guaranteed to be going to the postseason here with their 3-1 record. But he left on not good terms, signing with St. Louis. But he is back. And obviously now we know his future in the RXFL. He's with the Houston Voyagers, but he's playing backup to Boomer Esiason in a controversial situation there. So controversy everywhere right now for Troy Aikman. So here we go. And you got Neil O'Donnell, and Neil O'Donnell just can't even get that one to Jerry Rice, incomplete. You see the unique uniforms, the green, the black, and the gold. So originally the Oklahoma City Bandits were black and blue. I'm a big black and blue guy. But when the St. Louis Rhinos came around, they also used black and blue. So the Oklahoma City Bandits changed their colors to gold, white, and black, kind of like a UCF kind of look. They're down in 9 here. O'Donnell dropped back to pass. Look at this. Incomplete. He had an open man, and O'Donnell just couldn't get anything under it. So they look like UCF a lot with the white, black, and gold. And then I got to look at the Berlin Thunder of the old NFL Europe uniforms where they use black, gold, and green. And I thought, oh my God, those are so cool. Like, nobody incorporates black, gold, and green. And so green became a part of the team in Season 4. They went to the championship, and the rest is history, and here we are. The Birmingham Maulers, they have had pretty much these uniforms the whole way. A little bit of changes with the teeth marks on the side, but the unique brown and black, which no other, I don't know any other team in sports that has the brown and black uniforms. And that's kind of been unique to Birmingham. And then in Season 3, they dropped the logo on the helmet, which we kind of did that as a tribute to the Birmingham Iron of the AAF. I like the Irons uniforms. Look at this, Emmitt Smith. Big run. I was a big fan of the Birmingham Iron uniforms of the all-black helmets. I was like, I kind of like that look. So we borrowed that and put that up the Birmingham Maulers, and here we are. So there's a little team history for you. And again, if you want to look at all the team history, the stats, the scores of every single game for the past 5 seasons, they are up right now on Patreon. The link in the description below, patreon.com/tvsports27. If you want to see what is all on Patreon, check out the first episode, the Ann Arbor and Huntington Beach game. We go through a deep dive of all the content that's up on Patreon. So if you want the true history of these teams, check us out there. Hey, we got some chats here. Brian, oh yeah, how'd the Wild Card Rumble go, Brian? Brian was hyping that up yesterday. There'll be 3 teams going in at 4 teams. And Seth Rollins is leading Retribution. Wow, what happened to Ali? Ali's out of there, huh? 2nd and 10. Troy Aikman. Ben Coates. Great reception for him. Coates spent many a good years with the Bandits. Should we pretend these are all neutral site games like in the USFL, or I guess the financial investor could have rented the stadiums out again, huh? Obviously, it's going to be an uneven number because we're only doing 5 weeks, so some teams are definitely going to have more home games than others, which isn't always the most fair, but, you know, hey, them's the cards we was dealt here. Second down and 9. Both of these teams around. Oh my goodness, almost intercepted as Troy Aikman was under intense pressure. Much like Ann Arbor and Huntington Beach, both these teams around from the very first year, entering their 5th season here. Obviously, no more Birmingham team in All-Pro in Madden in the RXFL. We do have an Oklahoma City team, though. The Oklahoma City Lancers, part of the RXFL. Nice throw, nice catch, first down. Cleaner says, for my Fastlane pay-per-view, there'll be 2 championship matches for the world title and a death match for the tag titles. Fandango. Oh, my God. How can they even do that? The Fashion Police. I'm surprised they even want to step into a match like that.
First and goal from the Maulers. 8 yards.
First and goal. Aikman. The give to Smith, and he is going to walk into the end zone. No problems. Oklahoma City Bandits on the scoreboard. Just like in the last game, the Bandits already clinched the postseason. They are playing for a possible first-round bye. The Birmingham Maulers have to win to get in. If they lose, they are eliminated. The Gorillas of Destinies and the Headhunters, says Brian. Who are the Headhunters? Is it Akishi and Samu? Extra point is good. And the Maulers, Neil O'Donnell, trying to talk over strategy on the sideline. Again, his career, it's been a polarizing one. You can look at his stats on Patreon, but he's had some incredible years. He's had some incredible games, and he's had some downright terrible games. And it's been very inconsistent. And every time it seems like, okay, we're getting rid of Neil O'Donnell, we're going to try something else, he does just enough to survive another year. And here's going to be his last opportunity. I'm not even sure he's in the RXFL. I haven't seen Neil O'Donnell's name yet, so this certainly could be one last ride for Mr. O'Donnell. They had their postseason run last season and the year before that, so they have had postseason experience. First and 10. O'Donnell dropping back. Look at this. He's got a wide open Jerry Rice, and he hits him, leaving Jerry Rice that wide open. And O'Donnell hit that perfectly. Maybe lead him a little bit more, and that might be a touchdown. But you couldn't do much better than that if you're Neil O'Donnell. That looked good.
Time you're giving me, I could put on a...
First and goal.
How close are you to WrestleMania, Cleaner? I guess if you're at Money in the Bank, you're a little ways away, huh? The give to Perry. Now, the Maulers had Kurt Warner as their quarterback for many years. He was lost in the Season 4 draft, so they don't have much of a running game, which is putting a lot more pressure on Neil O'Donnell. They have to try to throw the ball, because they don't really have a strong running game. O'Donnell back to pass. He's going to go to the corner. Tipped up. Incomplete. We got a flag on the play.
Flipping, number 68, offense.
And they're going to call a clipping against the Maulers. That's a big penalty, turning the second and goal at the 26, which is somewhat ridiculous. O'Donnell to Rice. Good catch by Jerry Rice. Someone will have to remind me. I can't even remember. I'm the streamer. I can't remember. Jerry Rice, what team is he on in the RXFL? No, I've seen him before. Jerry Rice, definitely the class of this Birmingham team. He is the all-star performer. O'Donnell, touchdown, Yancey Thigpen. And this is a core that's been together all 5 years, too. Thigpen, O'Donnell, and Jerry Rice have been together for all these years. And that was another nice drive by O'Donnell. A lot of big plays, pressure, standing up in the pocket, and finding Thigpen. And the extra point will tie this one up here in Oklahoma City. And the extra point is good. So nicely done on both sides of the ball. Zach says, are the Maulers in the playoffs? No, not yet. They are 2-2, and they have to win this game to make it to the playoffs. If they lose, they are out. So this is do or die for the Birmingham Maulers in this return, this lost season return of the Revolution Pro Football League. The RPF is back, thanks to our financial investors. So they gotta win this game to get in. Troy Aikman stepping back, steps up, intercepted, picked off by Birmingham. And again, as we eliminate teams, we're going to go through the history of how the teams turned from Revolution Pro Football teams into our XFL teams. So we already kind of gave you the first part of the story, the Tampa Bay Vipers. They ended up being bought out by a financial group that was led by Bruce Arians, and they teamed up with the Tampa Bay Rowdies and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to bring back the creamsicle uniforms and to bring back the Tampa Bay Mutiny name of the former MLS squad. So the Tampa Bay Vipers, who had their one lone season, they are now the Tampa Bay Mutiny in the RXFL, and they are partially owned by Bruce Arians and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Tampa Bay Rowdies. They said able to bring back those creamsicle uniforms. And the Salt Lake City Fury, who missed the playoffs for the third consecutive season after being in the first two league championship games, their ownership group had a falling out. There was a frustration we mentioned due to not being able to land Jerry Rice. Their last-ditch effort was trying to get Jerry Rice to come to Salt Lake City to team him back up with Joe Montana and have one more legendary run together. That was not able to come together, and apparently a lot of front office issues were made due to that. Look at that blocking. Holy smokes. And it's going to be a touchdown for the Birmingham Maulers. That was some great blocking right there. There was also a possibility of a situation where they were trying to get a really stacked defense. They were trying to get perhaps Clyde Simmons and Reggie White on defense. And that didn't happen either. They ended up in the draft, they ended up getting Marcus Allen and teaming him up with Joe Montana to try to alleviate some of Joe Montana's throwing. But, I mean, you saw the last game, or the game you didn't get to see. Maybe you did if you were part of my old YouTube channel. I wish I had that game still, but I don't. That game is lost to history. The 80-70 game that was between the Vipers and the Salt Lake City Fury. But once we get done with the St. Louis Rhinos portion of this, you're going to see the end of what happened to that ownership group with Salt Lake City. A big front office falling out, and half of the ownership group took off, went to St. Louis, while the other half remaining in Salt Lake City. And like I said, you will get the second half of that after the St. Louis Rhinos are eliminated from the postseason. So there you have it. 14-7, Birmingham leading the way. The Undertaker took out the House of Black. Holy moly. Big business right there. So the interception by Troy Aikman leading to a Maulers touchdown. Emmitt Smith breaking tackle. Speaking of the Maulers, let's see what the Pittsburgh Maulers are doing. They were keeping it tight with the Stallions, and the Stallions are going to get the win. They remain undefeated. Wow, the Stallions, quite a different run than the Birmingham Thunderbolts of the XFL. Pay-per-views, I've done Fight Night, Crossfire, No Way Out, Bash at the Beach. Crossfire sounds cool. Wow, Great Balls of Fire. At the Oklahoma City 40-yard line. All day to throw it, and Ernest Givens makes the reception. First down, Bandits. These are like slam ball names right here. Oklahoma City Bandits. Bandits and the Maulers are both slam ball teams. Were you guys, any of you guys big slam ball fans? I wish every day that comes back. I like the big three, but it'd be even cooler if it was slam ball. Reichman gets hit. That one is incomplete. And there's the man, Clyde Simmons, who has been part of this Maulers team since day one. A monster on the front line. And they're trying to team him up with Reggie White as well in Salt Lake City. And that deal did not come together, and that led to the front office issues with the Salt Lake City front office. They were really upset they couldn't get that Joe Montana, Jerry Rice deal done. Then Birmingham was trying to get Joe Montana to get traded over there. They were offering up a lot and said, hey, give us Montana and we'll give you some things on defense. They even offered up Rod Woodson, who has been on this squad for a long time. That deal didn't get done. So a lot of issues there. Oh my God, what a hit from behind. Clyde Simmons about took off Troy Aikman's head. Goodness me. Strongman Express is solid, man. Strowman and Mace. That is a big business team. I would not want to run into those guys. Put a mask on Strowman. I don't know. 2nd and 19. We head into the second quarter here. Aikman. Tipped, incomplete. I've always liked this brown and black look, and I said it's a rare look. You don't see that in sports.
Coach.
Brown and black. It's a really cool color combo, I think. 3rd and 19. Aikman. He's going to dump it off to Givens. Just going to keep the Bandits in field goal range here. You see the numbers so far. O'Donnell and Aikman. And on for the field goal attempt here. Again, I don't know all the names up and down because there's only so many legends, and the rest of these are randomly generated names that get randomly generated with each game. So, for like the scrub players, like the kicker, oh my goodness, and he shanks it. Missed kick. Which again, these 3-win teams are really shooting themselves in the foot. They could have a smaller, Brian McGee. I had a fake ID. My name was Brian McGee. These teams could be eliminating these teams from the playoffs, and instead, we might have a very packed, expanded playoff. I mean, when it's all said and done, the teams that can still make the postseason, we could have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 teams in the postseason, or we could have as little as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams in the postseason. So that's the difference of how many postseason games you're going to have to play. But these 2-2 teams, they're going to want to win out. O'Donnell, tipped up, incomplete. And they added a bunch of offense too. Jefferson is a new addition to this Birmingham Maulers squad that previously was not there. They also wanted to add their wide receiver core. O'Donnell, tipped up, incomplete. And a 3-and-out for the Birmingham Maulers. Bit of wind here, 5 miles per hour blowing out. look at Troy Aikman, who is going to no longer be a starter when this league turns into the RXFL. Revolution Pro Football, the RPF. And we turned into the RFL. Then we found out there was another RFL YouTuber out there, so we changed to the RXFL. And kind of interestingly, like I said, we had our original league, the SFL, back in the day, and that original stat book, all those championship games were also up on Patreon. But we kind of started in 2K5 for many years. Oh my God, flat out dropped, incomplete. Aikman can't believe that. And then we eventually moved to the college football game, and we expanded the league, and then we put it in Madden, and we did a 32-team league. That's kind of what we did here. Started off on 2K, formidable teams, and now we're moving into a 32-team league. Aikman just throws that one away, incomplete from this Mauler defense. Okay, plenty of time left here in the second.
Selected to punt. Woodson is deep to receive.
7 minutes to play.
You get shut down today.
Let's hear in the chat, since you're talking wrestling chatter. Not only definitely jump in and let's talk football too, if there's any USFL stuff you want to talk about. But what are you guys going to be keeping up with the AEW pay-per-view at all? Or what are you looking forward from the event?
Spotted at the 41-yard line.
I know the big talk of the town is all about MJF. Everything that happened with that situation, that's wild. He ain't gonna show up to fight Wardlow, don't forget that. Perry got the touchdown earlier. He's gonna lose 4 on that carry.
Second and 14.
2nd and 14.
This ain't a good day to run a ball. Liz, watch the back. Watch the back.
Incomplete. Looking for Jerry Rice. I should say intercepted, rather. Jerry Rice going to miss the tackle. And there you go, Neil O'Donnell. Sometimes he does get locked into.
You can't get that crap past me, man.
Oh, wait, the message about the link didn't show up. The Crossfire pay-per-view is that link. Young Bucks did turn on Gangrel. Yes, they did. The new brood, right? That's part of the trouble of Neil O'Donnell as well. He'll get locked into sometimes when he panics. He looks for Jerry Rice a lot, rightfully so. But sometimes Jerry Rice is flat out covered. And it leads to an interception. And it's Smith breaking free and getting the first down. Emmitt Smith had a big-time performance leading the Oklahoma City Bandits to the championship game last season. And there were a lot of people. Go look at the numbers that Emmitt Smith put up leading the Bandits to the postseason on Patreon in the Season 4 stat book. There was a lot of speculation that maybe the Rhinos should have taken Emmitt Smith. There are people saying the Rhinos that Emmitt Smith was the guy, not necessarily John Elway, that got him to the postseason, and that teaming up Emmitt Smith and Troy Aikman in St. Louis would have been the strong move to do. But they decided to take John Elway instead. And that was that. They kept Gale Sayers, which also isn't a bad pick. And you're going to see the St. Louis Rhinos later on in the streams over the next couple of days. Smith takes it again. First down, Bandits. Oh, some shoving right there. How about that pushing and shoving down the field? Bandits getting under the skin a little bit of the Birmingham Maulers. Between the Judgment Day or the Brood, they're both dangerous. That'd be a cool match. How about Edge and Damian Priest against the Young Bucks? Well, Edge was the one guy, Herman Moore, Making that grab. Edge was the one guy that never left WWE. Of all the, you know, the TLC group of guys, the Dudleys, the Hardys, Edge and Christian. You know, we had a couple of those TLC Full Metal Mayhem matches in TNA between the Dudleys, the Hardys, and the Wolves. Of course, the Dudleys, Christian, Matt Hardy, Jeff Hardy. Then now in AEW again, you have Matt and Jeff. You have Christian. You got Bully Ray, who's out there as a free agent. But again, Edge is the one guy we've never been able to recreate those TLC matches because Edge was the one guy that always stuck with WWE. Second and goal, and a nice drive here by the Bandits looking to tie this one up. What was your, if you guys, I'm not sure if you remember how long you've been with us, but what was your favorite Bandits uniform? Did you like the black and blue, which again we kind of had to get rid of once the St. Louis Rhinos came around? Did you like the white, black, and gold, or do you like the green? Less white now and more of a green look. Third and goal. Emmitt Smith, touchdown, Bandits. Priest, Edge, and Christian, Luchasaurus. Oh, what about Damian Priest and Luchasaurus? Some big guys, right? That'd be a team right there. I don't know if Priest would put up with the dinosaur, though. Take a look at the double feature, straight up the gut. It's Emmitt Smith. Of course, Emmitt Smith now with the London Bulldogs in the RXFL. The disappointment of the league so far. The London Bulldogs. Kind of went international, too, with the new league. There was speculation the Omaha Firebirds, who you're going to see, who actually have a chance to make the postseason for the first time in their team's history. We'll get into their tumultuous history when we stream with them. My goodness, what an up-and-down history the Omaha Firebirds have had. And then they lost kind of their face of the franchise, Marcus Allen, when he got picked up in the draft by Salt Lake City Fury. But there was speculation that the Omaha Firebirds, before the league got shut down, they're going to move to Hawaii, become the Hawaii Firebirds, or the Honolulu Firebirds, kind of like the old Honolulu Thunder of the SFL, who went to the league championship game a number of times. Tossed into traffic, incomplete. Well, we're going to get into it because, again, there's no Omaha team in the RXFL, so you're going to have to stay tuned to find out what happened to the Firebirds. Second down and 10. O'Donnell, and again, he did it again. O'Donnell looking for Jerry Rice, and it gets picked off. You're seeing the good and you're seeing the bad of Neil O'Donnell. I gotta get some names for you guys here on these ones. That was number 20 on the Bandits. That was Rondé Barber. So there you go. That's actually a new one to the league. He just got brought in this season. So Rondé Barber with the INT of Neil O'Donnell all over Jerry Rice. First and 10. Steve Young. Not Steve Young. That was in the last game. I got my H mixed up. It's Troy Aikman. Wouldn't be a TV sports stream without me flubbing my words at some point, right? My brain doesn't always keep up with what I want to say, if you can imagine that. First and 10. The give to Emmitt Smith, who breaks free. Breaking tackles left and right. Not even Rod Woodson could bring down Emmitt Smith. Smith, oh, a little shimmy right there. He's feeling good. You see the logos up on the shoulder pads I've mentioned before. When we play at the New England Nightmare, those old Patriot uniforms. I love the logo on the shoulder look. I think it's an underrated look. The The New Jersey Generals in the USFL have that look, which is very nice. Very nice. Oh my goodness, shoulder tackle. That's Carl Mecklenburg. That's a big nasty up front. And we hit the 2-minute warning and another tight contest here.
2-minute warning.
Will the Birmingham Maulers live to fight another day?
Bust him in the mouth, D. This is where we stop.
I had also talked about maybe, you know, because you can go into here, and I think you can quit, and you could do, oh, no, you can't. I guess you can't. I thought you could sim to the end. Maybe that's only in season mode. Well, that wouldn't have worked anyway. We had talked about maybe just simming the remaining games and getting a full 12 game, but I kind of like this. It's kind of, you know, every league in 2020, from basketball to hockey to baseball, had to kind of modify their plans. Oh, my goodness. That was a good way for Aikman to shatter his ankles.
10 yards on the play.
Clyde Simmons right there. Basketball, hockey, baseball all had unique postseasons, and we are no different. Although our situation was different. Ours was due to the great YouTube purging of 2020. Aikman trying to get some blocks. How about that? Touchdown, Bandits. That was just a dump it off, throw it away kind of play. And the Oklahoma City Bandits are going to take the lead here in the second. King Corbin over there. King Aikman. Look at that. And good blocking, too. That's what... Again, I don't want to keep ragging, because I feel like I'm always just ragging on EA. They kind of deserve it at times. But I rag on 2K too, especially all the freezing that happens in the WWE game. But it's like, man, the blocking down the field, you just don't get that in Madden. You can actually wait for your guys to set up blocks and stuff. And it's like, this is 2K8. And we're playing Madden 22, and we still don't have, like, a lot of the stuff in this game. Referees on the field, coin toss, animated sidelines, upfield blocking, floating the ball to the corner. Like, you don't have that stuff in Madden, and this game is a decade-plus old, which is incredible. Rod Woodson, in his 5 years, is known to be a pretty famous kick returner. Not going to have one happen there, but he has made many a kick return for touchdowns for the Birmingham Maulers. Maulers falling behind now. They've got to pick it up, and Neil O'Donnell, he got to stop making mistakes. Nicely done there. Getting into the hands of Jefferson.
First down, Maulers.
Under a minute to play in the first half. And O'Donnell's going to take a sack. They'll have to call a timeout with the Maulers.
I sacked you, baby. I sacked you.
Still got 2 timeouts, though. 39 seconds to play. At least if they can get a field goal out of it, it'd be something. Pressure coming from the outside. O'Donnell, again, is going to force it in there to Jerry Rice. It's going to be tipped around by this Bandit defense and fall incomplete. Billy Ortiz right across the middle. Some hops that will knock that one down.
Big one right here, boys.
This is something, too, when the Maulers become one-dimensional like this. King Corbin and Jerry Lawler, as long as Veer Mahonda doesn't get to him. They hone in on Jerry Rice. And they're going to look for Jerry Rice here. Oh, did he make the catch? Yes, he did. Timeout called by the Maulers. So when they take away Jerry Rice's ability, then that leaves this Birmingham team pretty one-dimensional. They nearly went to the semifinals last season. They had an incredible overtime battle with the Gainesville Clash, that the Clash was able to survive and move on, and it was a home playoff game for Birmingham. O'Donnell, again, dangerous throw, looking for Jerry Rice. Rondé Barber right there. 23 seconds, 1 timeout. They are in field goal range. O'Donnell on the run. What a catch by Jerry Rice. That's ridiculous. What a game we have on our hands. That was a sick throw and a sick catch. The sickest man in America, but for a good reason. Right past Rondé Barber, too. Pending this extra point, we're going to be all tied up. This is going to be a very interesting second half. Birmingham fighting to get into the postseason. Oh, look at this kick return. They're going to give the Bandits an outside shot at it to get some more points on the board. I got the matches set up for Money in the Bank. What's your card cleaner for Money in the Bank? King Booker. Brian's got all the kings going on. Zach's, it's easy to see why he forced it to Jerry Rice. Yeah, no doubt, right? That's why he does. I just need to make sure the secret debut isn't spoiled. I'm going to do a few. Oh, the secret debut. I'm keep my lips sealed. 9 seconds to go here for the Bandits. See what Aikman does with it. Incomplete. Moore's going to drop it, so they're hoping to get a quick throw. Call a timeout and have short field position, but instead, yeah, it's going to be the old Hail Mary. Everyone lined up back there. Aikman will roll out. He's got the time. He's going to launch it. Oh, he might overthrew it a little bit. It's going to be intercepted by Rod Woodson. He goes out of bounds, so the interception will not stand. But we go into the halftime, 21-21. Incredible. Birmingham at 2-2. A win gets them into the postseason. A loss and they're eliminated. The Bandits, a win would give them the top record in the league at 4-1 and a potential first-round bye in the playoffs. There's your stats here at halftime. And what is promising to be a great second half right here. Get ready for it, folks. Again, we encourage all you guys watch and check us out if you're able to. Check us out on Patreon, TV Sports 27. If you want to know the history of all these teams, if you weren't with us on our old YouTube channel, we uploaded an additional 7 episodes of this content of the Killer Whales up. Look at this. We were just hyping up Rod Woodson's return game, and he lives up to it. He's going to take the opening kickoff and head in to the end zone. Rod Woodson does it again. He's an animal on the field. And he gives the Maulers the lead. But check us out on Patreon if you are able to. And you can check out the history of these teams. The stat books. If you want to see everything, check out the last stream. Check out the first 10 minutes of the previous stream. All the stat books for Season 5 up on Patreon. 12 episodes of the Huntington Beach Killer Whales franchise from my old YouTube channel up on Patreon right now. And not only that, but if you subscribe to the Superfan or Mega Fan tier, you get all that content. You get the stat book. You get the old episodes. But you also get to request streams. You'll get to say, hey, I want to see. Maybe I want to see some more 2K8. You can request it. You say I want to see WWE 12. You can request that. I want to see Raw 2. I want to see more Tom Brady baseball. That could be right there on Patreon. I know we get requests a lot from our different users. They always say play more WWE. You can request that all day long right there on Patreon. Check us out if you're able to show that love and support. They give to Emmett Smith as the Bandits now find themselves trailing after the opening kickoff. Return for a touchdown. Compliments of Rod Woodson.
2nd and 6. Ball at the 35-yard line.
The Kingdom versus the Madcap. There's a flashing fake. Where's Adam Cole at it? Just barely gets rid of it. He hit as he threw it in Mecklenburg. Just slapped it down. With Matt Taven. Matt Taven. 3rd and 7 for Oklahoma City. They're going to run it with Emmett Smith on 3rd and long. And they get the first down. So a run with Emmett. Pretty successful right there. Normally you would throw it on 3rd and long, but when you got Emmett Smith, what the heck? Which, as we said, Emmett Smith now with the London Bulldogs. Troy Aikman back up with the Houston Voyagers in our new league. Would you consider it season 6, or is it a new, a new start? When we did the SFL for 32 teams, it was, we kept the same league going, but I don't know. I'd say it's season 6 or. Obviously, our previous championship teams. No more Huntington Beach, because you can't be that in Madden. Unless we make believe, maybe we can just pick one of our teams. Maybe we can take one of our California teams. Maybe like the San Francisco Demons. We can just make that Huntington Beach or something. I don't know. We can always play around with it. Huntington Beach, Ann Arbor, obviously not part of Madden. Previous championship teams. Salt Lake City winning for season 1. 3rd down and 10. And Aikman gets sacked. Oh my God, did you see that broken arm? That looked brutal. Willie Gordon getting the sack on Aikman. And they'll have to punt this one back to the Maulers. Where's Marcel Bartel out?
Oh yeah, Butter, I'm coming. I'm blocking this.
I always said I liked him in Evolve. He was a great Evolve champion. Oh, Woodson trying to get another big return. Best of the Super Juniors. I didn't realize it was so close to coming to an end. I was reading on Post Wrestling on Tuesday. The B and A block are going to do their final matches, and then the finals, I guess, will be that following weekend. I was like, oh wow. So definitely got to stay tuned for that on Tuesday. Any big New Japan fans out there? Perry's already got 1 touchdown. And not a legendary player, but he's been pulling his weight so far on this Maulers team. High scoring game as well, 28-21. Good blocking, and there goes Perry once again. Perry up to the 40. A lot of it's a nice blocking up front, though. And there was some worry, too, when they lost Kurt Warner as the running back. Not the quarterback, Kurt Warner, but the running back, Kurt Warner. Boy, Neil O'Donnell's really going to have to start throwing it a lot because they're not going to have a strong running game, but they're hanging tight in there. And they're 1 win away from going to the postseason. 2nd down and 7 for the Maulers. Looking for Rice again. And Rondé Barber pops that one up incomplete.
3rd and 7.
3rd down and 7 for Birmingham. O'Donnell underthrew it. He had an open man and he underthrew it. I think it was Jefferson. But O'Donnell need to get a little more oomph under that ball. They're at the 37-yard line, and the Maulers are going to go for it here. They figure, what the heck's the difference? You punt the ball, you're only making up 17 yards. A little too far for a field goal, though. So they're going to go for it. This is big. O'Donnell, shotgun, empty set. Looking for Rice. And again, he underthrows it. The underthrow by Neil O'Donnell, back-to-back. So it's a turnover, and it goes to the Oklahoma City Bandits. Willie Bacon. All right, let's hear the card cleaner. Let's hear the Money in the Bank card. Hand off to Evan Smith. Clyde Simmons slowed down that run.
No gain on the play. Second and 10. Ball at the 37.
Second down and 10 for the Bandits. Oh, Carl Mecklenburg again. Evan Smith had wide eyes. Thought he was going to have that middle of the field open. Didn't happen. Aikman just getting rid of it. That was actually almost intercepted. And a nice stop by the Mauler defense.
Your Bandits are back to punt.
28-21 Birmingham Maulers leading the Oklahoma City Bandits. A lot of running room here for Rod Woodson. Spins off one defender. That's all the further is going to get.
That ain't going to cut it against our coverage, baby.
Ball will be placed around the 26-yard line. First and 10.
A good look at Jerry Rice, all 5 years.
26-yard line.
These Birmingham Maulers. Play action fake. Rice is open. Incomplete. It was a good throw, and Rice was there. 9 times they've thrown it to Jerry Rice. You telling me he's not a favorite target of Neil O'Donnell? Forget about it.
Second and 10.
And we give to Perry. He gets stopped for a loss of 3.
He loses 3 on the play.
Poor blocking. That was really bad blocking by the offensive line there of the Maulers.
Watch the double team over there.
From the Maulers.
Here, O'Donnell chirping down there. 3 minutes left in the third. Steps up. Incomplete. That one was pretty open too, and O'Donnell couldn't get it to fall. Touchdown by Rod Woodson. Aikman. That one's knocked away.
Second and 10 from your Bandits, 45-yard.
Second down and 10 for the Bandits. Pitch into the outside. Bad blocking there and a whole bunch of lost yards. DeMarcus Ware and company swallowing up Emmett Smith. He
on the play.
He was let down by his O-line on that one. And it's 3rd and 15. And much like the last game, the Ann Arbor-Huntington Beach game, it came down to defense in the second half until the late drive by Steve Young. But check this out. 1st down, Oklahoma City. That was very nicely done. Look out Lenny Moore. Good break. Knew where the chains were. Getting down to it now. 12 minutes to play in this one. Once again, the give to Emmitt Smith. And while he has run well, he's definitely had his numbers and he's had some big plays. This is actually a down game for Emmitt Smith, especially compared to his championship run last season. YouTube's glitching. Oh my god. Play fake. Aikman finds Cartwright. Cartwright for the 1st down. Did you say Costanza or did you say Cartwright? Yes. I said Cartwright. I said no one came. You said curse word, I hang up. Seinfeld for the give to Emmitt Smith. 24 carries for Smith. And a hard-fought 100 yards on the ground.
2nd and 7.
This should take us right into the 2nd quarter. Emmitt Smith for the 25th time will run the football. We'll see if the Bandits, knowing the clock, they can get an untimed down if they snap it with a 2nd to go. I think that's what they might go for, take it into the 4th quarter. There we go. Oh my god, there was no protection there. And Ernest Givens makes the grab. I think they got a block at the end, though. That was dangerous. The Oklahoma City Bandits, though, they're looking to tie this one up. Look at that. Defenders breathing down on Troy Aikman. Folks, Cleaner, Ryan, Zach, everyone else, we're heading into the 4th. Mahler's season on the line. Bandits driving, trying to tie it up. Nothing for Emmitt Smith. Can the Maulers make a big stand right here? Aikman to throw it. And it's intercepted by Woodson. Oh my god. It's the Seattle Seahawks all over again. They throw it on 2nd and goal. And Rod Woodson comes down with it. And now the Maulers can put it away with another score, or they can try to run out the clock. Oh, the whole match. Okay, I have to check that out after this, the Horizon stream. The whole match. Someone's going to look at that years in the future and be like, what the heck is this in the Horizons? Why is this in Horizons? Oh, man, almost intercepted. But we'll know. We'll know what's up.
Man, we need more out of you.
So Birmingham trying to stay aggressive here, feeling like 9 minutes to chew up the clock. That's pretty hard to come by. And O'Donnell's going to get sacked. So not a good 2 plays off of the Rod Woodson INT. 3rd down and 20. And they may just run the ball and get rid of it here. Oh, it's a flea flicker, and O'Donnell. Incomplete. Well covered. Jerry Rice has been double covered. He's had Rondé Barber on him all day long. And the Maulers cannot capitalize on the Rod Woodson interception. So Woodson's already had the INT. He's already had the kick return. Cleaner loves the chat. Yes, sir. Love the chat, too. So a disaster of a couple of plays for the Birmingham Maulers. And look at the field position the Bandits are going to get the ball right back at.
37-yard.
So all's well that ends well if they can get back into the end zone. And then you're going to have to wonder, too, for Oklahoma City, as they get down to it, if they score, are they going to go for the two-point conversion and try to win it? Look at Emmitt Smith. Look at Emmitt Smith. Emmitt Smith to the house. We have a penalty. Let's see what the call is. Face mask.
Number 96, defense.
It's going to go against Birmingham, so they'll decline it. Touchdown, Bandits. What a run by Smith. So we talked about it. You go for two knowing that you're already in the playoffs and not risk overtime. They are going to kick the extra point. Because technically, they don't need to win this game. It would be nice. They would probably get a bye, or they would certainly be able to play one of the worst teams. If you go into the overtime, you're risking more game time, more injuries. They're trying to rest up for the postseason. 28-28. Another fantastic game in the Revolution Pro Football League, which is back after a near 2-year hiatus. Thanks to the great YouTube purge of 2020 and the Backstreet Boys reunion tour of 2020, which shut down season 5 in its tracks. It was promised to be the biggest season ever. 16 teams, 12 weeks. But then we got the big news. A mystery investor has bought the league. He'll turn into a 32-team, 16-week league. Even bigger than this, but he was a fan. Oh my God, what a catch by Jefferson, formerly of the San Antonio Dragons. He got picked up. He was Roger Staubach's right-hand man. He got picked up in the draft. And the Birmingham Maulers reclaimed the lead. 34-28. This is a great game. No one to stop Jefferson.
Conway is back for the point after.
This outside investor says it's been 2 years, but I don't care. I will pay the money. I want all the teams to come back. I want to finish week 5, and I want to have a postseason. So here we are. Of course, the Vipers did not come back. They already played. Salt Lake City Fury. Although they were bargaining to come back too, the Fury were. For one more game, they would have had an unfair advantage. That also led to some of the front office issues. (35-28). Here in Oklahoma City, of course, this team is going to go on to become the Lancers. Have a really good run with Deshaun Watson at quarterback. Aikman. Oh, what a catch by Givens. He stepped out. Givens could have gone to the house, and he stepped out of bounds. Great throw by Aikman. This is looking like some of these classic. You're probably wondering before, if you're looking at the stat book, you're probably wondering how the heck our team scoring 70, 60 points. Our Season 4 Revolution Bowl. They scored 69 points. Both teams scored in the 60s. It's like this, high fly and high powered. 2nd and 7. Aikman. What a catch by Givens. First down, Bandits. And he had tough shoes to fill. This team was not a high-powered offense when Aikman was there in Season 1 and Season 2. When Elway got there, they turned into a high-powered offense. Not at first. They started 0-5 in Season 3, and then they turned it around and won 5 straight. If you want to see how they did it, check out the Season 3 stat book up on Patreon right now. But then Season 4 was really bandit ball. That's when they started blowing the doors off of everybody, putting up high numbers. And that's why the St. Louis Rhinos took John Elway for their own. 2nd and 8. Oh my goodness, it's a fumble. Didn't even have possession. It's Mahler football. They're hitting everything out there. Steve Wininski. Now we can challenge. Unlike in Madden, you can actually challenge plays, and they're going to challenge that was an incomplete pass. Let's take a look at it. In my opinion, obviously, which is why I'm challenging, I don't think he had possession. Let's take a look. A couple of Paul Woodens looking on. Did he have enough of a possession? What's your guys' opinion? Put it in the chat. Well, it's going to come down to the referee.
After review, the receiver did have possession. It is therefore ruled a fumble.
It is overturned, so it is indeed an incomplete pass. And the fans in Oklahoma City can breathe a sigh of relief on that one. They still need to get into the end zone. A field goal won't do it. And that one just got slung up as Aikman got hit. And that one just floated up, so they will go ahead and take the field goal here. Now, they missed one earlier. This one, though, right down the middle. Could be about 26 yards. And that one is missed. Oh, my goodness. The Bandits. They may be allowing another team into the playoff, just like Huntington Beach. And so now the Birmingham Maulers. My CA though, TCT. Is that my creator wrestler's name? Trying to go for a bit of a fullback handoff. Didn't work too well. Lost it 2. But again, now you're Birmingham. You got to consider stay aggressive or play conservative. Still a lot of time left in this game. They are indeed going to throw it here. And O'Donnell hit from behind. He's sacked. Third and 18.
We need a big chunk here, boys. This ain't gonna be easy.
O'Donnell trying to wake his guys up. The razor sharp teeth. Oh, TB Sports. Okay. Well, I hope he wins. Hope he gets the Intercontinental Championship. O'Donnell all day to throw, and he finds a wide open Yancey Thigpen on 3rd and forever. And a breakdown of coverage for the Oklahoma City Bandits. That was huge. So now more time will run off the clock. And the Bandits have had their chance, man. The interception by Rod Woodson in the back of the end zone. The 2 missed field goals. I need an attire for Bobby Roode, but I'll sort that out. Yeah, I always forget to do my attires, too. I wish it didn't take up a creator wrestler slot. That's something they really got to fix. But that takes up a slot. Because, I mean, in WWE 12, which is made by the same company, you can make all the different modifications that you wanted to the outfit, to a wrestler's outfit, and it didn't take up a creator wrestler slot. So I don't know why that's a thing now, but they really got to fix that. I mean, heck, on No Mercy, you can make 4 different alternate attires. and it wouldn't be an extra like slot. Like, what's up with that? What's up with that? To quote the new DLC, the Hurricane. Adam Cole, do you think I can beat Adam Cole? I don't know. I can beat Adam Cole. I met Adam Cole actually. Maybe I'll put that up on Patreon. But at the Evolve show, Adam Cole was there, and I got my picture with him. I got my picture with Adam Cole, and my picture with the Street Profit. So, if you want to see my picture with Adam Cole, let me know. I'll put that up on Patreon, or maybe I'll put it up on Twitter. How's that? Maybe someone tweet me and remind me at TB Sports 27. Say, hey, where's the picture of you and Adam Cole? And I'll post it. How about that? O'Donnell looking for Jerry Rice again, and it's intercepted. Well, I was actually when I said these sound like slam ball teams because they were the Maulers and the Bandits. These are also USFL teams. Pittsburgh Maulers and the Tampa Bay Bandits. But once again, and it was just underthrown. I mean, he had Jerry Rice. And he just underthrew it.
Coach wants this one.
So here we go. 2:53. Steve Young to throw it. Incomplete. Again, I love that that's in the game. I'm begging for that to be in Madden. 2:49. Can't even see the Bandit at midfield. Steve Young. Tight window, incomplete. We've seen a lot of the footballs getting swatted away. Good defense on both sides. Would they go for it here? They still got all their timeouts. Aikman. Incomplete. I think they're going to go for it. I say we go ahead and go for it. Game says don't do it. We're going for it.
Okay.
2:38 up at midfield. The Bandits are going for it. And they complete it. Parks for the first down. 5 interceptions in this game. O'Donnell and Aikman over 200 yards passing each. About to hit the 2-minute warning here in Oklahoma City. Welcome back, All-Pro Football, Revolution Pro Football. Emmitt Smith. Touchdown, Oklahoma City. And the Bandits are going to go for 2. Knowing they're already in the postseason, they want to go ahead and win it on the field. Another spectacular run for Emmitt Smith. I'll fill you in what happened before. At Fight Night, CM Punk was defeated in a 5-star match against Adam Cole. Then did a hiatus. And then returned to it. Okay. Hey, hiatuses, man. It's like Lucha Underground. Or like this league. This league was on a hiatus for a long time. Oklahoma City going for 2. And they don't get it. The Bandits do not get it. They are trying to go for the lead. Again, knowing that they're already in the postseason. Oh my goodness. Now they got to go for the onside kick. We'll see if that decision comes back to haunt them or not. Obviously, they could have played for overtime. But knowing that they already had a playoff spot clinched, they didn't want to have to do overtime. They didn't want to risk the injury, risk the extra gameplay, just to try to improve their seeding and eliminate a team. They still have all 3 timeouts, though. Ooh, Perry got hit by Rondé Barber. Timeout called by the Bandits. Second and 10. Unless Birmingham gets a first down, Oklahoma City, they're going to have a chance just like Steve Young had a few moments ago. Oh, look at this. Oh, my God, that was a big tackle. That was big. Now the Maulers don't have to pass it. They can try to run it. And if they get the first down, the game's over. If not, the Bandits have a chance. And they get the first down. That should do it. They may have to run it one or two more times. They're saying take a knee. I'm going to run it once more. The Birmingham Maulers. A win will put them in the postseason, and it's going to be interesting to decide the seeding because now we're going to have a bunch of teams that are 3-2. And how the heck do you decide the seeding of that? Well, we're going to do a point differential. That was announced by the new owner. To decide the seeding, we're going to do a points for and a points against this season. So that's another big thing, too. They talk about, you don't want to run up the score on your opponent. You don't want to embarrass your opponent after a certain amount of time. Your seeding is going to be determined by how many points you put on the scoreboard. And Birmingham may be looking to do just that. Obviously, they don't want to make a mistake here. But I think if it comes down to it, they're going to take a couple shots at the end zone to try to get that point differential. Because depending on how many points for and points against that you got, that's going to determine the seeding. And Birmingham, without a doubt, starting to put this one away.
First and goal. Ball at the 8-yard line.
The Birmingham Maulers, and again, Huntington Beach, Birmingham, Oklahoma City, Ann Arbor, both Ann Arbor and Birmingham could have been eliminated from the postseason with losses because the Bandits and the Whales lost. Not only are they both maybe not getting a first-round bye, we don't know depending on how the point differential works out, but they could potentially be on the road for a playoff game. You can see Birmingham just trying to get the point differential here. Both Huntington Beach and Oklahoma City went from being 4-1, went from potentially getting a first-round bye to maybe having to go on the road for a playoff game. That's the difference. That's what makes these games so critical. There it is. Touchdown, Jerry Rice. Again, going for the point differential. So when it's all said and done, when we're doing the seeding, that is per our new owner. Points for and points against. Whoever has the highest total, that's how they're going to seed them. Because there is going to be a big logjam of 3-2 teams. Now, there is still a chance here. It's an 8-point game. If the Bandits run this kick back and get the 2, we're going to overtime. Here we go. And it's not going to happen. The Birmingham Maulers are going to the postseason. So now we know Huntington Beach, Ann Arbor, Oklahoma City, Birmingham all clinch and they're all moving on. Neil O'Donnell does it again. 347 total yards, 253 through the air. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed it. Probably the next 2 weeks or so is going to be nothing but all pro football 2K8. So stay tuned because you're going to be seeing a lot more of this. And let your predictions be known. Who is going to Revolution Bowl 5? Let us know in the comments. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for keeping me updated on your universe mode. Cleaner, Brian, you guys are the best. You guys are awesome. World Heavyweight Champion like it was a GM mode universe thing. That's awesome. Thank you guys so much. Be good. Stay tuned. Enjoy AEW tonight. And we'll see you guys for the next. Actually, here, hold on. Before we go, coming up next, let's see the next game on the schedule. So 3 games down, including the Vipers and Fury game. The next game is going to be the 2-2 New York Nightmare and the 1-3 San Antonio Dragons. So the Dragons cannot qualify for the postseason, but the Nightmare can. So that's what you're going to see next time out. That's going to be a big one. The Dragons and the Nightmare. We'll see you guys next time. Again, thank you so much for tuning in